Does someone want to try and give a recap? It's been a month, which blew my mind because I did not think it had been that long. But who's up?
Totally not gypsies and racist burgermeisters. That's my
Yeah,
recap.
definitely the Reader's Digest version. I forget exactly where we left off. I thought I made a note, but I can't find it. Of
I
course.
We
I
gotta
have
find the
pretty good
coffin.
notes.
We talked to this guy who is the son of the dead Burgomaster, and we
Okay.
need to find the coffin for his father from, I guess, the coffin rite. There's probably a different name for that. And then there's also his sister that he wants us to smuggle out of town at some point. And there are the Visanti who want us to, along the road to the town, we have to smuggle her out to. There is a encampment with some lady who's gonna. We should meet and talk to learn more about this place and our place in it.
Cool. That was. Have you guys rested yet? I can't remember that. You guys came into town.
Yeah, we did.
You slept in the.
We slept in the house that the
That's
woman
right.
on the street pointed out to us.
Okay, so you basically went into the tavern in the morning and have now been told that, hey, no pressure, but you know, we have this sort of religious necessity to, like, on the third day someone has passed. They need to be buried, brought to the place of burial at dusk, and then basically there's from dusk till dawn there's like a sort of a ceremony slash a remembrance, if you will, or a sort of uh, a transitional period for those who physically passed and then those who are mourning as well. So as Mark has expressed that needs to start tonight. You guys have a full day, and I don't think that you've done anything in town besides just have those lengthy conversations. So he has requested you. He offered gold and also offered a deed to a home as well. I think for each of you, if you wanted to ever not be together, which he made a kind of a comment like that's worth more than gold because, as you guys have learned, um, vampires cannot enter a house if they are not invited. And if you have a deed to a home, then legally that's where that sort of binding takes place. So yeah, I don't think you guys have done much past that. Does that all sound right?
Yep.
Cool. So you guys are still in the tavern. Ismark is looking as joyous as you'd expect. He is sort of with two of his friends slash guards, as I believe that he has mentioned. The Visanti that you were speaking with earlier. They're not all present at this time. I think you guys were like joking around when you moved there. There is the very quiet, sort of neurotic, if you will, barkeep still here. And let's just say, for sake of time stamp, that it's like, I forget what time. I think you guys did go to bed pretty late. Let's just say it's like 10 a.m. Is that fine? Cool. Awesome. So if you guys don't have any questions, you guys are good to go.
I do.
Yeah, what's up?
So Vemrak turns to Ismark, says, "Hey, one other thing before we leave. We saw as we were entering town some bulletin boards, and there was something of a mandatory lottery. Was that?"
His face sort of becomes rather. How do I describe this expression? He's not happy that it's been brought up, but he sort of has like a grimace, if you will, in the sense that maybe that this was eventually going to need to be talked about. He doesn't try and hide it necessarily. The two people he's with, they don't seem to take any rare notice to the question, but he looks up and he honestly just says, my father was tasked with keeping this town safe by the people, and in his decades of doing so, he had to make certain deals with the devil himself. He's making a note not to say his name. And one of those deals was basically to, I guess, stave off the devil's need for blood and any other like continued torturing of the town. There was a lottery system put in place where everyone's name was placed inside. He makes a note that his father's name was always placed as well. And then a name was drawn, and that person was effectively given to Castle Ravenloft, and no one's ever been seen before when that's happened. So he makes a note of like part of the concern of what could happen tonight or today or just in general is that there's a lot of resentment built over the years for his father doing that. But he kind of makes a comment of like, what other choice is there when you're in a lose-lose situation? So
How often is this slaughter?
he says that he says it tends to fluctuate. He's not sure honestly if his father had any like direct talks um with S, he'll call him, but he notes that it typically was at least once a month. Sometimes, for whatever reason, it would maybe be an additional time, but at minimum, at least once a month. Sometimes a bit more.
Why not move to one of the other cities?
Um, he says quite a statement for someone that's just been here. I mean you no offense, but you tend to not find much happiness no matter where you go, and many believe that if you're destined to live in a certain place that the pain will follow you either way. So while this is not considered to be the safest or possibly the most welcoming of towns, it is where everyone has started their lives and most tend to end it here. There's at least history and family here. And it's not easy to make the treks if you're not. And he kind of looks at you and has a smirk. He's like, well, if you're not newcomers, let's say, many have a number one goal in life is to lay low and deal with whatever hardships they know to be true. And while it's not a fun task, it seems to work overall, all things considered.
So rather than trying to address the problem, your townsfolk just sit there and wait to be called upon to die. Seems like a really good plan.
Well, he says of all the towns, this is the only one that's directly observed, um, you know, by the devil himself where he lives. And, you guys have made a note of the castle is visible from the peaks above this sort of little valley here. So it's not as if they don't think they can run or go somewhere else. It's just they don't necessarily think that their fate would be changed if they're living here or somewhere else necessarily. And it's not to say that other towns don't do the same thing. He goes, well, with that out of the way, I feel you'll find yourself in many more of the same predicaments, and I hope none of them fall upon you like they've fallen upon us. I used to always see hope in the newcomers that came here, and while that's diminished over the years, I feel like with all the things that have changed in the last few days, that's what little I have to grasp onto. And he kind of reiterates the coffin maker and also the location. And he's like, let me know if I can be of any further assistance, but I do have quite a bit to prepare for tonight. When you do head out, as it will be about an hour's walk, please take a wagon or like more of a cart with you, just because the coffin will be rather large. And just kind of like reiterates like where he lives and how to get there once you bring it back, if you're able to.
Do you have a horse and cart you can provide?
Yeah, he does. He says that he'll have one available out front of the inn whenever you guys are ready for it. He kind of makes a note to one of the gentlemen he's with, and they kind of nod back to him.
I'm gonna ask a question to him before we leave, I guess. Why hasn't anyone tried to kill this abomination that seems to plague everyone?
He laughs out again and he says, I mean you no offense, as I know that a place like this is hard to imagine. But well, I feel like that question will be answered in your travels going forward. But people from this town alone, almost a year ago today, rose up and decided to march there, and very few, if any, came back. It's not as though no one here wants to fight. It's just that once you fight for so long and realize that many believe what you're trying to kill can't even be killed, all you do is add your name to a list you don't want to be on.
Do you know if there's any rumors about or prophecies about how one might vanquish this abomination?
Well, that list is nearly endless. It depends on who you ask. I personally believe that he can be destroyed. I feel like history tends to rewrite itself, and that the truth is always muddled by those who can control it. But I do think that in the past, since his reign or imprisonment started, I believe that he was killed for a period of time, but I don't know if that is obviously not everlasting. So, if we find ourselves meeting again in the future, and I think more establishments can be made. There's definitely groups around that are actively trying to um, change this current situation they find themselves in. I don't think that just the glimpse of this town you find yourself in now is how everybody feels, but you'll find that people are very wary of newcomers, myself included, unless we're in trying times like we are now, because you never really know who you're talking to. Assume that everybody is working for him, or he has him in their pockets, or vice versa. But yes, people have tried and they have died. Typically, they don't come back the same way that they left. He tends to enjoy sending those that rise up back as zombies or ghouls or whatever he decides to create.
More abominations.
Exactly.
Sounds like we're gonna have to do some abomination slaying to get out of here, boys.
He appreciates the vigor, if you will, but makes a note that Castle Ravenloft is vast, and every room is a mystery in a sense, and it's also not just him that lives there. It's unknown exactly how many could be there in his favor or outside of it, but he tends to make enemies into friends, even if it's through undead ways.
All the undead are fine, as long as they die eventually.
He mentions, oh, I agree. Have to start somewhere.
We should get going then.
Team meeting?
Okay, you guys are heading out. Where are you guys off to?
The
Heading
cart.
outside.
Let me get you guys here again.
But what do you guys want to focus on first?
There's a general store to the south I wanted to go to. He said something like beware of the nephew. Does that sound familiar, Shet?
Yeah. Yes, you did say that.
So I'd like to go there, maybe sell some of the stuff that we've gotten previously, see if they have anything in the store.
Okay. That building is here. He mentioned his name is Bildrath, and that he does have a nephew. That should be watched closely. He mentions.
Cool. I'll start making my way over there.
Okay. You guys all fine with going there?
Yep.
Sure.
All right. I'll move you guys down to here. Let me see.
But so, by the way, I have 3 crossbows that I picked up. I have a bunch of stuff that I picked up, but 3 crossbows: a hand crossbow, a light crossbow, and a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
Does anyone want any of them in this party? Martial
See if I
range.
can use one of them.
So as you guys sort of exit the tavern here, just obviously make note of the sort of incessant fog that is creeping around the village itself. Overall, it's clearly brighter outside. You never fully see daylight, except in very, very, very rare, if ever, situations. The town is, I guess, bustling, all things considered, but you'd never give it that word if it was a normal town, if you will. There's people here and there. There's carts moving around. You do notice that a cart is parked outside. There is no horse currently here. Presumably that was the one that you guys could use whenever you do, or when you are ready to head out to look for the coffin. The rain tends to bring a lot of mud. So the roads here are just that. They're not fun to traverse and get through. And there's really no joy in general going on. There's sort of some light rain at this point, and people just kind of going here and there. Very little small talk or any kind of neighborly love, if you will. So you guys approach this other rather large building, all things considered, from what you've seen in the town so far. If I can fucking find, thank you. Let me read.
Who wants the heavy crossbow?
Is there any kind of bonuses to him?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
They're just
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
okay. I'm just gonna sell them.
I mean, if I'm resorting to using a crossbow, might be a bad day.
Shit's gone down. So you guys can approach. Outside, you do see a pretty well-made sign that's hanging, partially covered from the elements. It says Bildrath's Mercantile. It's a sparsely lit from outside. Some light does sort of spill out here a bit through curtains. And yeah, do you guys want to enter?
Yes.
The door creaks open into a dusty storefront, wreathed in shadows here and there. Behind the counter, a portly man reads a well-thumbed copy of a book you can't quite read yet. He lazily glances up and in a dull voice says, customers. Takes note of you. Newcomers, foreigners from beyond the mist, welcome to the best and, well, the only mercantile this side of the valley. And I will bring you guys into his lovely little shop. Don't take everything in here as guaranteed in here, but if you click on him, you should see a menu for all that he is selling. And of course, you can ask him questions like normal. Does that all work for you guys?
Yep.
Try to make it so I can look around. It's not quite scrolling prep up.
So just click
There it
on
goes.
him, and he has all the inventory, right?
Yeah, if you double click him, you should see it. He's set up
Oh,
as
cool.
an actual merchant. So there's a bunch of stuff in there. And
Can we see how much money he has?
no.
I can.
You see the value or how much he has?
Well, I see value, which I assumed was how much he had. But I don't know.
Value of the items in here. I was trying to use loot tables to less than efficient extent, but I got what I wanted here. So assume most things are correct. I might have to adjust some things here and there, but for the most part,
If we want to sell stuff like the crossbows and longbows,
that would just go through me. As far as I know, I'm sure there's
yeah,
something
just
to do that,
'cause
but
I'm sure he doesn't have, because we wouldn't know how much money he has or if he will even buy
you can
anything
assume
from us.
that he has a good amount of coin. It doesn't look like he's poor. It's a well furnished, well stocked store as far as you can tell.
I see a town pass and a map of Barovia.
Yeah. Grappling hook might be nice too.
He kind of looks up again, sort of mostly glancing at the book he's reading. Let me know if you have any questions. Everything's priced right. Keep the haggling to a minimum.
Let's see how much money I have.
Are crossbow bolts 2 gold apiece?
Do you say that out loud?
I'm asking you.
No, they're not.
So it's 100 for 2 gold. It's just like the total cost is what we're saying.
Crossbow bolts. Let me see.
Because it looks like there's 100 and it's 2 gold. So I'm not sure if that's.
Let me see here. I think it's for it should be for a bunch of them. Let me check.
Okay. Are we tracking ammo? Is that a thing?
Not necessarily, but he may have some unique ammos here that obviously we would track.
Yeah, I was just.
Yeah, I haven't been tracking normal ones.
So I guess while you're inventorying all the stuff we're trying to sell, I'm gonna ask, what is the Valiaki town pass for?
Yes, he looks sort of confused. He says, where do you see that at? This area is rather large. He kind of perks up, stands up behind his counter, and let's say you're over off on like one of the side walls and find it.
Like I'm looking at I guess where there's like maps, papers, wax. I find this town pass in there.
Sure.
It's in inventory, I guess.
Yeah, so he closes up his book and kind of like walks over to you curiously, and he goes and he sees what you're actually looking at. He says, oh yes, of course. How could I forget? This is actually used to be able to enter and exit the town in any sort of circumstances. So sometimes it's in lockdown, or sometimes there's turmoil inside the town. But this has got the seal of approval to get you and your party in, guaranteed.
I guess I look at it. Does it look legit? Like, does it look like an actual official document?
And just so you know, he seems to have. I knew it was there. He seems to have forgotten that it existed. Jumped up and ran over, and I was like, "Oh yes, of course."
No, I'm just like,
Can you tell me about
it.
this map of Barovia? We're obviously new here.
Yes, of course. Well, as it states, as you can see, it's sealed now. But yes, inside you'll find a quite detailed map of all the major locations that I'm guessing newcomers like you would be interested in. It can definitely save a lot of time and potentially your lives, even as you would not stray on the roads around here that can be quite perilous, as I assume that you know.
I open the map. You said it was sealed. I open it. What do I see?
So as you're like sort of, there's like, let's say there's like a wax seal across that. and you're gonna break that to like basically just check out. You don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you kind of do that, like I'll say before you finish it, he's like, sir, please, I assure you, you don't want to mess with anything. If something is tampered with, it needs to be purchased."
How the hell am I going to purchase something if I can't see what it is?
Well, what's the point of selling a map if you can just look at it first?
I can't memorize the map, can I?
I'll tell you this: you can trust me. And I assure you that it would be much of use to you. But I promise you, it's not good to piss off the one merchant in this entire area.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure. What are you trying to figure out?
See if he's lying to me about the map, if he's being truthful. If
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
is good or not.
Also, not sure. I don't think I was talking before. Well, finish this.
How did? Oh, you rolled that for him.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. I think you had him selected. So maybe click your character. That's funny.
What is the modifier to insight?
I don't.
Charisma, probably.
Yes.
So it'd be +0, I think.
Okay, for you anyway. He's obviously as you look around the room you're in,
That's wisdom.
like he's not. Oh, it is wisdom.
Yep.
So it'd be +2 then. It'd be 11. Not
Okay. He's clearly not living. He's doing well for himself, you could say, and you take note of these prices here. They are high, to say the least. Quite high. You'd say 2 to 3 to 4 times the prices that you would expect. You have nothing to compare it to except for what you used to buy in your previous life, if you will. But
Hi, Grummy.
he doesn't seem to just be blatantly lying. I mean, he seems to be telling the truth to an extent. It's definitely a map of Barovia, but you're just not sure of, I guess, its use. You would lean on the side of probably trust him more than not for this specific item.
Gotcha. Okay. You make a good point, merchant, but I will say these prices are a little steep. What can you do for us?
Oh, well, us is a strange term. I don't even know who you are. You've been in here for a matter of minutes. And my philosophy has always been, if you want it bad enough, you'll buy it. But that's not to say that, well, I mean, if you guys, tend to come with trades or tend to buy things in bulk, I could sometimes lower prices a bit, but, it's the way of the trade.
Well, where I come from, if I want it bad enough, I'll just take it. And I'll take off the eye patch and the cloth I have over my eyes and try to intimidate him.
Okay. Roll an intimidation.
I think I have advantage on that. I'm just trying to find out. I have proficiency, so it'll just be added to the roll, right?
Okay.
Why did it do it as Blair? I'm on Vemrak.
I'm able to roll. I think you're somehow maybe still clicking on him. It's weird though, because I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. We'll use the 8 is fine. 8 plus what?
+2.
+2.
Oh. Well, that was, I rolled a 3 on the next one. I think, I don't know.
No, you're fine.
How about the first one you rolled as him?
As him. Yeah.
Right.
The
Okay,
one
so it'd be
initially
total would be 10.
10. Okay. He goes, oh, well, quite pushy newcomers. He has a little bell under his desk that he's now moved back to, and he kind of rings it sort of politely, if you will. And then over the next couple seconds, you hear like a sort of a dull voice kind of call out like, on my way. And you hear stomping that's rather large overall. Like it is a large human being is now sort of walking in from, let's say, like back here on the left side of the counter, and a intimidating figure kind of comes around the corner. He is, how do I best describe him? So he has basically his muscles ripping beneath his leather tunic. He doesn't look incredibly intelligent overall, but he definitely has natural strength, if you will. He seems sort of simple-minded, and if you had to just make initial observations of him, and he's just sort of staring at this merchant here, and makes the comment of like, "Uncle, these guys giving you trouble?" And he kind of looks over, and even in your current setup, like you don't necessarily. I mean, I don't know how much you guys are just trying to fight, but this person is large. You'd say he is. He's still considered medium, but if you had to pick him out, or if you were going to just fight him in an alleyway, you definitely want to be drunk or be ready for an actual brawl. And then Bildrath looks up and he goes, "Well, I don't know. They've been in here for a couple minutes, and I just wanted to keep you around for stalking purposes, my boy. Please just help our new friends here, if you will, with any tasks they might need." And I guess that kind of answers your question. You may have intimidated him, but now that I guess his nephew is here, it seems he's less inclined.
I'll kind of chuckle.
Okay.
And I'll just look at the other guy and say, your uncle's a bit of a cunt.
So he looks at you quizzically, kind of turns his head as if confused, and he goes, and then Bildrath calls out, he goes, all right, enough. I like you there. Listen, the map is legit. Let my nephew here help you, but please just understand it's not just me in the room. And kind of leaves it at that, and sort of like eyeballing you now as you're in the store, but is kind of pretending to read. You'd have to guess.
How to make friends and influence people.
101.
Don't have a barbarian in your party?
No, it's good role playing.
Just trying to get prices down. You said, the guy's trying to rip us off, or not rip us off, but take advantage. So I was trying to help out the party. Leave me alone.
All
I
things
don't see anything
considered,
I want to buy.
the nephew, if you will, does seem intent on actually helping. Most of the tension, if you will, sort of seems to have washed over him, and he's kind of like eager to pick something up or move something around or answer questions as best he can. So
So I think I had not actually spoken this because of microphone issues, but I was curious if the town pass actually looked legit.
it does. It has a couple signatures at the bottom that you don't immediately recognize. It looks also rather weathered. I mean, it's been sitting in kind of a file cabinet type setup there, with like a little tag sticking up to, make it a note of something that's actually for sale. You're not sure of those signatures or who they might be, but I mean, if you had to guess, if you had to make up a fake town pass, it would look like this. Maybe a little on the nicer side. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I guess mostly just like on the face of it, it looks legit. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's not like some like crayon written, thing that some child did. Like either you would assume that either Bildrath or the person that sold it to him is either lying or he's been fooled or they've been fooled, one way or the other. So,
Okay.
um,
Because I do find, I guess this is more to the party than anybody else, but I do think that could be very useful. Depending on the situation we find ourselves in.
Yeah, I think we should buy it.
Do we want the map? Sorry. I wasn't quite sure if we actually wanted it or don't want it.
Yeah. I think there's a bunch of stuff in our party storage too that I think we should sell.
Yeah, we've
So
got.
I think once we figure out like what we want to buy, because there's stuff I want to buy first individually, but we can figure out like what kind of deal he'll give us or whatever.
It looks like we've got 18 gold and 60 silver, and then we have 3 moss agates. Avery hairbrush with silver bristles worth 25 gold. There's 3 gold rings, jewelry box made of silver and gold filigree, and thin platinum necklace with topaz pendant. We don't know the prices of those last 3. We could always try selling them, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, you guys want to try and sell stuff?
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'll motion to Bildrath and I'll say, I think we have a few things we'd like to take home. I'd take you up on the map for sure. And
Sure. Yes, a wise investment. I've sold many of those in passing. I think that may be the last one. It's a good time to buy.
we'll also take the town pass.
Oh, yes, another very rare item, of course.
And I'm going to purchase some things myself, but and we want to get rid of these, and I'll pull out the 3 crossbows.
Okay.
And the moss agates or agates, I don't know how you pronounce that. The ivory hairbrush.
Are they heavy crossbows?
There's one is a heavy, one is a hand, and one is a light crossbow.
Okay.
I'll link them in chat.
So Bildrath kind of motions. He's like, nephew, bring that stuff here. Help the man with his items, and he has no problem kind of coming over and just kind of heaving over whatever you're kind of pulling out or shifting around, and he can bring it up to the counter. So we'll do the agates first. You said you have 3 of those?
Yes.
He pulls out like a little magnifying glass, like eyepiece kind of thing, and kind of pops it into place. And looking at them quite intently, he goes, "Ah, yes, these are rather nice." He's like, "You found these locally? Where did these come from?"
They were a present from a long friend, an old friend of ours.
Yes, of course. Go ahead and roll a deception. I think it's deception, isn't it? Yeah.
No, it's Bildrath again, but whatever. I assume it's a fail.
What's the? Let me see. Charisma. You said is +0 for you.
Yeah.
Yes. He looks up. He's like, "Huh. Yeah. Well, you've got friends in high places there. It seems best keep writing letters to those ones for sure." He goes, "I think this one here is nice. It has the yellow white hue to it. The other ones are rather generic, being of the grayish greenish markings. I think that I could take these off your hands fairly for 20 gold for all of them.
I have no idea what anything costs. By
It's
the way.
you're getting them for like, he's basically buying 2 and getting 1 free.
I think. Yeah, I'm gonna say. I think those are worth a little bit more than that. Oh, screw you, persuasion roll.
He goes, "Oh, I assure you they are. But what use are you in your backpack as you're traveling on these perilous streets? I assure you that I can take them and give you gold for them now, and well, make better use of them than them weighing you down."
Mm.
Tell you what,
I'll speak up.
you guys are making a lot of purchases. How about 22 gold for all 3?
I'll speak up. Hey, we're probably gonna end up finding some other towns and shops along the way. I mean, it's not that heavy. You can probably just carry it until we got to another shop.
Yeah, you may, and well, and you may die on the way there, or you may find a shop that is even
I
less
would
stocked than this one.
scoff at that. I was dying. Well, maybe it's these other organics, but
He
Well, they're usually
quizzically
bad.
looks at you and is like, okay, well, your probability of dying goes down a lot more when when you buy a good quality map and a good quality town pass. But friends, I do think that 22 gold for these is really a fair offer.
25 and you got a deal.
What else do you have to sell?
We have, and I will pull out.
Sorry, all of my responses right now are completely not in character.
We have the black leather eye patch with a cornelian sewn into it that I was wearing and I pulled off.
Okay.
We also have the ivory hairbrush with silver bristles.
Okay.
The jewelry box made of silver with gold filigree.
Okay.
3 gold rings. A thin platinum necklace with a topaz pendant. And the 3 crossbows. And I'll
Yes.
I'll just
them all up.
Yeah, I'll put them all in.
He's
Say,
like, oh,
all of this.
these crossbows have definitely seen better days. Let's get these out of the way first, considering looks like you pulled these off of less fortunate souls, it seems. He actually notices that one is probably of higher quality. I think one of them was found in the previous house. He's like, yeah, I mean, these things don't really flip much around here. Most people in town are already armed.
Sorry, just retconning the bone knife, the wand, the dagger, and I'm keeping the frog.
Okay.
And just to confirm, the bone knife, the wand, the dagger, we all confirmed that there was no magic or anything like that. There was nothing special about them, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, I'll add those to the pile.
Who took the silvered short sword?
I'm holding it. Well, not holding it, but I have it.
Gotcha.
Yes, I'm just brandishing it. No, no, I'm not.
It's in my hand now.
I took it because I figured it might be useful.
Gotcha. I wanted to make sure someone had that still as I'm looking back on loot. Can you share your screen real quick, Hasuri?
Yep.
Or where all that stuff is, just to make it easiest on me.
It's just in the party inventory.
Oh, is it just in the game already?
Well, most of the stuff, yeah.
Gotcha. Let me goes, this is quite the collection of things you've found here. He goes, the crossbows, I'll take all 3. I'm really just paying for the one that I want. I'll take all 3 for 50 gold. How does that sound?
You said 50 gold for everything?
50 gold for the 3 crossbows.
Okay.
Oh, but before you said 22?
No, that was for the...
Oh, those are longbows. Oh, I see.
No, that was for the moss agates for the gemstones.
Just give me prices on everything, and then we can talk about the total at the end. Does that work for you?
Sure. Let me tally here. Give me a moment.
If you can give me an itemized list, sir.
Sure. Cross, go fuck yourselves. The jewelry box he's really stuck on. He's pretty adamant about, he's like, gosh, I've not seen something of this quality in a very long time. Did this come from the same friend?
Well, to be truthful, I have a bit of a background as a mercenary, and certainly there's spoils of war, and that happens to be one of them.
I understand. I just hope no one would come knocking on my door looking for it, as it's quite ornate to say the least.
I can assure you the previous owner is no longer in this plane.
Well, I hope so. Let me see here. Oops, I did not know why that sent. I think that's about all he's interested in, and the totals for each set. He goes, oh, you found yourself with some quite fine pieces here. I wouldn't mind helping you out on your travels, but yeah, I think that's what I'll offer.
I'm just going back through his how much the map and everything. So the map is 12 gold. He has it listed for. Town pass is 16. So his total offer would be 230. So I'll say we'll buy the. Hold on, I'm not too smart. So I'll sell you the whole lot for 250.
And what was the total added up? 260 something?
It was 230. Hold on.
230.
Let me make sure. Yeah, 230. 230 is what he priced everything at.
And you say give you want 250?
Yeah. So we'll take 250, and we'll take the map and the town pass off your hands.
How long do you, whatever you call yourselves, plan on being in town by chance?
Not quite sure. Also, not quite sure how that's relevant.
Well, if I found myself with consistent customers, or if I had any needs later, potentially in the week or the day, even if I could count on a strong, presumably useful group of companions, then it could be something that I may want to invest in potentially. Do you have any plans that you're up to tonight by chance?
Out of character, I don't think we do, right? Well, we just have to do the coffin thing today.
The coffin thing today, and then start of the burial rites is tonight. So Ismark hasn't fully given all the details, but effectively he's expecting you to get the coffin today, and then tonight be at his house, where he's going to kind of explain what is hopefully going to happen and what might potentially happen if all goes to plan or completely outside of plan with the burial of his father, and then hopefully you guys can sneak his sister out of town with his help in the morning.
Right, gotcha. Well, we are committed to helping Bismarck bury his father and helping to prepare for that. But
yes,
depending on what kind of help you need, we're pretty good multitaskers. What did you have in mind?
Well, yes, the 3 days. How could I have forgotten? What type of help would you be giving dear Ismark in that quest of his? What has he asked you to do? I don't want my lowly tasks to potentially impede those which he has given.
Not quite sure yet. We met him in the tavern recently, and he asked us to meet him at his house tonight. So we're not quite sure. Sure.
Okay. Well, I hope to see you around town for a bit. I think 250 is fine. And then you wanted to add the map and the pass. That is correct, and maybe some other things as well.
Yep, correct. Yeah. So I wanted to. So 250, and we get the map and the pass. Correct.
Okay. Oh, with and included?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sure. He kind of looks up and he's like, nephew, help them with their things, and please collect these things. You know what to do with them as we sort and go through them. He makes a kind of a note, not really under his breath or in a way to hide it, but just a comment to him kind of quickly of like, make sure that drawer box gets locked up. It looks very, very nice. He kind of fishes out or it just confirms that the map is yours and the town pass is yours as well. And he goes, yes, well, I'm happy we could do business. Anything else you need, please let me know. And you may be hearing from me at a later point soon if I have any work for you, potentially. Kind of casually sort of allows his nephew to do most of the heavy lifting and moving, and sort of goes back to kind of eyeing his book and tinkering with his kind of register, his coin purse, if you will, as he's kind of dishing out and trading things between. So yeah, you guys are good to take the 250 and split that, and then buy whatever else you'd like.
Cool. So I put the wrong amount. We had 18 gold in there before, so it'd be 268. So I put just the gold number in the party loot, just so everyone's aware, so we can split that evenly or leave it in there, whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, separately out of my own personal wallet, I wanted to buy some things. I wanted to get the grappling hook. Also the
anything you want, you should be able to actually like buy it from that menu.
Oh, really?
Yep, and it'll pull the money right from your character as well. Like there should be a button there. Let me see.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yep. Yeah, by item or by stack. So all of you can do that for whatever you'd like.
Are we all good to leave?
I was reading stuff real quick.
And okay, all the money got added to the party loot. All right, cool.
So did we get the town pass and the map yet?
I didn't put it in the party inventory, but we own it. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. I'll delete all the other loot that's in there.
Oh, it looks like we can buy stacks. What happens if we? You said we got the pass and then the hand drawn. Okay, so I just clicked on the little buy stack button. It looks like it removed it from his inventory and added it to our consumables. Sweet.
Yeah, but those were included in the deal you guys did, so you want to get that money back.
I just put it back. So we're at 268 gold for the party.
Cool.
Might be worth picking up a flask of holy water. Or
Yeah,
I
go
can
for it.
just thinking that might be useful.
I'm going to walk over to the bar of soap and confusedly scratch my head.
Do I need to
as
be?
I am a robot.
Well, we'll see what happens here.
What about the
I don't know
solar
if I can do
panels?
this.
Hey, where are those? How much this cost?
So how do I purchase out of the party instead of out of me? Like, do I take the gold from the party, put it on me, and then do the purchase?
That might be easiest.
Do we want to just split the 268 by 4 and just add it to our own inventory right now? Let's do that. It's probably easiest. It's 67 gold a person.
Oops, sorry,
So
I
everyone
just took 50 and...
Just everyone add 67 gold to your inventory.
What'd you say? Everyone had 60 gold to their inventory?
67. 67.
67? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Alright, add it on mine.
I'll look at Bildrath and say, you run a pretty nice shop. Appreciate all the business here. Is there anything behind the counter or anything of mystery that maybe isn't on display for the public you could interest?
He goes, yes, I do like an inquiring mind. Would have probably assumed you to be one of those. He goes, let me go take a look real quick. I keep a couple things in the back that I'm not so well versed in, or special stock. And he kind of disappears. You hear him shuffling in the back for a minute or two. Let me see here. He comes out with a couple of arrows that he is holding. We'll say 5 of them. He goes, I'm not exactly sure what these are or how they are different, but I assume that they are, considering their construction. I'm just not one to use a bow much. And he's like, I also have been told that this cloak is of some sort of magical importance, but to be honest with you, I never got it checked out by the priest or anybody else, and well, kind of forgot it was here. So if you want to identify it at some point, you can have it, and if you want the arrows, you can find out what they are. I'll sell them all to you for, well, let's just call it 2 gold.
I'll take the cloak.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take all of it for 2 gold, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pay for it.
Royce, you recognize the arrows pretty quickly as being walloping ammunition or walloping arrows, which on hit have a chance to knock someone prone. You have 5 of those.
That's the unique
Okay.
arrows thing.
Yeah,
Should I just buy that there?
that's all right. I'll erase it here.
Oh wait, before you erase it, oh, never mind.
It's gone.
I was gonna add it to the.
You can look up walloping
Really?
arrows. It should be in the actual.
Oh, okay, cool. I can't remember how to do this now. Would that be under equipment?
If you go to the compendium, you can
Oh, that's right.
go there, and it'll be
Item
under
dictionary.
the dumps. You want to find the dump.
Item
There
dump.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, are they not in here?
Yeah, they're in here. I found them.
Oh, okay, cool.
What was the cloak?
Items.
Well,
We
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
yet.
about the cloak yet.
Walloping arrows. Okay, I'll add it to party loot. Okay, it's added. How many were there?
5.
Five. I'm guessing Royce is gonna grab those.
Yep.
You can pull them out of the party loot later or now if you want.
Okay. So how send to player, is that what I do?
Yeah, I think so. Try it.
Okay.
And should I just add to my inventory just a cloak?
For now, yes.
Okay.
How long have you been in this town, Bildra?
Oh, like many, I've lived my entire life here. I did some traveling when I was a younger man, but you find that it's quite dangerous overall. So I've not moved much since then. But aside from the lottery, it's not bad. I've seen other parts of this godforsaken place, and I've been able to do somewhat well for myself here. So that's really all I can attest to, and having my nephew here, or family to help, is also nice as well.
What do you know of the man upstairs?
Yes, of course. The same thing everyone else does. He's pretty uncomfortable with this conversation and doesn't seem to really want to talk much. I'm sure whatever you've heard is true, as long as it's bad. And he kind of is like has to force the word bad out. He's not really sure exactly maybe what side you're on or not on.
Cool. I think we're good to go.
You never know when. Well, do you guys think we should pick up any of these manacles? Might come in handy if we ever find someone we need to
I mean, do we have rope?
Interrogate.
I have rope.
We do have rope. Does rope work as well? Oh, rope is DC 17s. Break it. Manacles are 20.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 gold to pick up a pair.
You never know, I might need it. I'll go ahead and buy it. It's me, it lets me. It doesn't work.
What's not working?
Oh.
Can't buy 'em.
Oh, wait. Purchase? Yeah, it doesn't do anything for the manacles.
Are you sure?
It's when I click on it, nothing happens. I'll try reopening.
Worked for me.
It doesn't do anything for me now.
The little buy button? Little.
Yep. Little cash button doesn't. Just clicking on it does nothing.
Are you. Make sure you click on your character, like in the room.
Yeah, I'm currently selected.
It's odd.
I don't know. Guess you hold on to them then.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm good to go.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Bill Dreth, and we'll make our way out.
Yes, of course. I look forward to a new set of customers, and good luck to you. And whatever Ismark has you doing, I wish you the best of luck. And I've already, sent my regards, but be sure to let him know I said I'm sorry as well.
We will. And we leave.
All right, then. So the time you spent inside there, let's just call it a good 20 minutes. Everyone fine with that?
Sure.
So it's about what is going on. Whoa. That is tripping out. It's about 9:20, 9:30 now. Or 10:20, 10:30 in the morning. And you guys notice now in that time that's passed, there is a horse over in front of the tavern, and there's that cart there as well. It's a very simple cart, just with like 2 wheels on it that attaches to a horse, and then can give a relatively easy place for someone to lift and place a large item there.
Cool. I'll start making my way over to the cart to grab
Okay.
it. Is anyone tending to it?
No. The door you see is open a bit. You assume there's someone inside still.
And sorry, it's outside which building?
The tavern here, so just to the
Okay.
north.
Okay. We'll walk up, just poke our head. Just gonna poke my head inside. Is there anyone we recognize in there?
You don't see Ismark, but you do see one of his sort of guards, if you will. He kind of like perks up, looks over, and goes, "Oh yes, I was expecting you. We really do appreciate you guys helping out. It's we have a lot to prepare for tonight, as you'll know, and while it's something that he feels that he should be doing, double checking on such an important item, he really does consider it fate and." A gift from the gods that a group like you would show up, even though I know you find yourself in dire and negative circumstances. But I wish you the best, and please take this as well with you. And he kind of holds out 2 potions of healing, and then tells you that the cart is all yours, and just feel free to take it back to Ismark's sort of manor, if you will, whenever you return. And he points directly south to the very end of town, and you guys can sort of see. I'll move you down just so you can see it. Points to this larger home at the very south tip of town. Whenever you return.
Will do. Hey, we went and visited Bildrath, picked up a couple things. Are there any other merchants in town, or are there other shops of interest we should know about?
No. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's your one stop. It's good for saving time, but everything goes through him. Most of what we get here does as well. So, you know. God's bless you, and please be safe and hurry back.
How do I add from the compendium to the party loot?
Just drag it. I should just drag.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. Anywhere we need to stop before we head to the coffin maker?
Negative.
All right. I think we'll start making our way to the coffin maker.
Okay. So you guys head out. We'll call it sort of west of town here, in the opposite direction that you guys initially entered. It does start to pick up some rain. The sort of ever-present fog does sort of creep in a bit as you guys leave town. The homes on the western side of town look about as nice as the homes on the eastern side of town. It's relatively quiet. You see maybe one or two people as you're sort of heading out. Yeah, the outskirts of town are just as barren as you'd expect. The woods are maybe just about 50 to 60 yards sort of outside of the town to the south. And Ismark has sort of instructed you to sort of take a slight path when you're heading that way to the south, sort of enter the woods there. You do so, you feel confident that you're on the right path, and for the next about 20-30 minutes, nothing of any circumstances happen. Anyone want to do anything specifically, or look out for something, or prep something, or anything?
Just want to keep an eye out for it passively. Any sign or any animal bones, specifically. I'm looking for any remnants of a bear.
Of a bear? Okay.
Either tracks, prints, or bones, or anything like that.
Okay. In the 30 minutes that you're out of town, you don't sense that or kind of find that. And you do see quite a bit of wildlife in general, but they're mostly rather small. Obviously ravens, birds of all types and sorts, and then occasional squirrel, rabbit rummaging through. Any kind of sound does sort of spark your fear as the fog sort of plays with your mind a bit here and there, as the very far reaches of where it dissipates or where it stops. Things that almost look like humanoid figures turn into just being dissipating fog, or a tree that comes into view as you're kind of marching through. Now the rain picks up a bit. It does get quite a bit darker overall as you enter the woods sort of fully, but it's relatively nostalgic now at this point, where you wandered in the days past, having first come to this place. So you continue on a path that looks relatively well walked, or in some cases ridden, but mostly walked. Your horse seems to have no issues and is relatively steady going through this. And yeah, after another half hour, you guys approach a pretty not steep, but an increase in elevation as you sort of make your way up on a hill type, And then as you kind of crest this hill, as this path sort of zigzags back and forth, it's a bit more challenging with the horse and the cart at this point. You're almost considering maybe leaving the horse at the bottom just because you're not sure. Sorry, I had to cough. You're not sure how much further it is. Whoever's in the front of the group now kind of sees this sort of cabin, if you will, take shape and take form at the top of the hill. Let me change something real quick, and I will bring all of you over to this location. So, take note of the sort of growth and vines that seem to have made their way, almost encroaching and engulfing parts of this cabin. It doesn't look like it's abandoned, but it doesn't look like it's being actively upkept here either. It's quite a bit darker. It's raining a bit harder now. The fog has receded by quite a bit, but yes, in front of you, you see what seems to be a little used or not used recently cabin.
Start making our way toward it.
Okay.
I'll get to the doorway and just kind of peer inside.
Give me 1 second. For whatever reason, I'm always ready with my papers, and then the second the game starts, I'm like, where the fuck did I see that? Alright, so as you approach... Oh my gosh, I was going the wrong direction, that's why. Give me 1 second.
Can I only see 5 feet?
I don't know what your... oh, it's not... It was nighttime when I initially set this up, I wasn't sure. The footage here is a bit wrong as well. We'll just call it bright vision out to 60 for now. Sorry, boys. I'm not sure who beat either, so I'll give them a chance.
I'm back.
Alright. Okay, never mind.
We're at a place.
Yes, you guys have made your way to a cabin.
Is this the coffin maker's cabin?
Yes.
Okay.
So, through the silent woods you walk, coming last upon a cabin that seems to be overgrown with dark vines. It's as if nature itself sought to reclaim the wood used to build this now disfigured home. The door is slightly ajar, presenting the cabin's black depths. You hear nothing within. So, Vemrak, you're going to walk up. You have no problem doing that. Go ahead.
I just walk up to the foot, of the door. Is the door open?
Yes, the door is ajar. What you see is accurate. There's no door here, but I drew a door, so let's just assume there's a door that's what would open from left to right, internal.
And what was the coffin maker's name? Did we ever get it?
His name, oh my gosh, I don't remember, but let me see. Dimitri.
Dimitri?
Yeah.
I'll just kind of call out. Hello, Dimitri?
After more than enough time, a couple seconds pass fully, you don't hear any response.
Peering inside the cabin, what do I see?
You have dark vision, right?
I have another type of vision.
Ah, yes, I forgot. You see it's wrought with undergrowth inside. You see cabinets to the left, a table in front of you, kind of all wrapped with these like fresh-looking, very dark, very lively vines that have grown inside the interior. There's almost no natural light inside. Most of the vines seem to have kind of come in through the windows as the easiest path to get inside. So it's rather dark inside overall.
Gotcha. So just from like initial glance, it doesn't look like someone has been here recently, or kind of like looks like nature's taken over.
It looks like nature took over recently. It doesn't. So the vines themselves don't look like the natural habitat, if you will, that you've been encountering since you've walked here or that you've seen before. It definitely has like an evil sort of off-putting presence to it. But overall, no, it looks like this place probably was being occupied even as recent as like a day or so, which should make sense because Ismark mentioned that he had sent someone here to fashion this coffin to be made. So it's only been about a day or two at most since at least someone's been here, unless Ismark's being lied to. So
I'll just kind of turn around and relay what I see to the group and say, this place doesn't feel right. Something is amidst. So be on guard.
Wouldn't expect a carpenter's house to be full of vines.
Someone might have tampered with this house. I'll look to Royce. Maybe you could help us secure a safer path into the cabin.
yeah, so the interior overall is going to be difficult terrain for probably everybody but Royce. You're going to have to really take steps, unless you have something against that I've forgotten about, to make your way around. Most of the furniture has fallen over, and these vines are kind of have grown quite intensely. Royce, as you do make your way fully in, I'll just move you sort of here. You do get the glimpse of a rather ornate, even though it's partially covered in dark in here, freshly made coffin that looks to be done from your perspective, at least. Over here, draped by one vine. And yeah, it almost has a little glimmer of metallic imprinted on the front that, you know, Ismark had specifically mentioned he wants that blazing sun to protect his father in passing as well, as it is their tradition.
Okay, can I do a perception check for just like any signs of someone having been around recently or struggle or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. You don't sense a struggle. It just seems like nature has really taken over in here. Nothing really stands out as being... It's obviously abnormal, but if you had to guess, you know, it's not like this place was inhabited based on your roll anytime recently. The vines seem well established.
Okay. I'll just call back out to the group and be like, well, it looks like there's a coffin in here that has the crest that he's asked you for.
That's a big coffin.
Yeah, the grid is a bit off here. It's not that big.
Oh no!
I realized it as I was dropping characters. I was like, oh fuck! It's like almost half. Yeah. So Vimrak, as you are the furthest in here, now to your right, sort of past the coffin, in the corner over here of the wall, you see something twitch in the corner of your eye as you're sort of coming fully into this room. For a split second, you think your mind is sort of fucking with you, considering all you've been through in the last 2 or 3 days. But it's pretty apparent that now, strung up by vines in this corner, is a human with really nothing to distinguish that except for a very pale white face with eyes closed, seemingly breathing deeply and heavily, as it's sort of being constricted here and almost hung up, like in the arms sort of stretched out, tauntingly in the corner, by the vines that have taken over.
Okay. So seeing what I see, I just want to look around the rest of the cabin, see if I see any immediate, like, sense of danger.
Roll perception. Now that you've sort of put your laid eyes on whatever horrible situations going on in the corner, you hear the kind of very faint wheezing of lungs trying to gasp for every breath, every couple of seconds. Now, kind of make its way into your ears, even over the kind of pitter patter of the rain outside. And as you're kind of crunching and making your way through the fresh vines, everything else is as it seems, but you can kind of pick up that faint wheezing hiss of a lung trying to survive as best it can.
Okay. I'll make my way as expedient as possible over to the corner.
Okay. So I'm guessing you're just kind of like just crunching, and you're not like tiptoeing through this part, like any vines that are across you, you're just kind of like plowing through. Are you cutting through them, or are you just kind of walking through them, or what are you doing? We'll say as you get more into that corner, it's more and more kind of overgrown. It's consider it difficult terrain. It takes twice as long to kind of get anywhere.
Gotcha.
Observer, are you just outside this whole time?
I'm moving in.
Okay.
Hey, Shatner.
What's that?
Are you rolling passive ability scores?
I am not.
Okay. So passives don't matter?
Not currently, no.
Okay.
I would say I would probably be cutting the vines. Like if it's impeding my ability to move, then I would be. I'll take out my 2 hand axes.
Okay.
Great axe.
And you're just kind of like making your way through, just taking a caution to not. You guys have been rolling like shit tonight, by the way. It's actually insane. Not to like damage the coffin itself. As you get closer, it is rather ornate. It seems to be sort of. It's not like sanded, and it's not like smooth by any means, but the sort of brass, metallic sort of inlet piece on the front definitely looks like it was probably pre-made and it was just placed on it. But overall, it is a nice, good size, like solid looking coffin. It's just definitely not topped off. I needed another day and a half of probably all day work to finish it fully, but it is loosely painted and relatively well made, all things considered. As you get closer and closer, you have no issues kind of cutting through this like vegetation. The smell is like very, very fresh, like cut grass. Like it's very intense as you're kind of cutting through it, but you almost hear like hisses or wheezes as you're doing it, and you're not sure if it's just the breathing of the creature that's strung up in the corner, or maybe something else. It's hard to tell as you kind of continue through and make your way over. Were you going to do something different?
Just as I'm going over, I'll say, there's. I'll just like shout to the party saying, like, there's someone over here. He needs help. But yeah, my eyes are kind of fixated on that and trying to make my way down as soon as possible.
Okay. So as you kind of get to where the bed frame is at, right about here, I'll stop both of you. The vines sort of curl and sort of shudder a bit as you get this close. a creature emerges from the undergrowth near you. A chloro fiend of dark vines wrought in a vague shape of a humanoid. It shrieks, "The seed has borne bitter fruit." Another chloro fiend emerges from the wall, rasping, "We are that fruit." The creature that you were walking up towards to presumably try and help or save, you notice that sort of a noose around its neck that was probably there already tightens up quite rapidly, and its like chin is sort of jutted upward, and the breathing or the hissing that you were hearing as you were approaching is now like very, very, very what's the word? Constricted, if you will, as this, like, barely even a humanoid from what you can physically see now is looks like it's almost being like eaten, or the life's being sucked out of him. Is now being like constricted, if you will, up against the wall. These two creatures are the ones that sort of emerge from the vines that are overgrown across all of the walls and interior here. Everyone can roll initiative.
Add us to combat.
Yeah, you need to start combat.
Combat. Go ahead.
Damn.
How do I do this again? How do I roll initiative?
It's on the
Click on your-
list.
If you click on your character first and then enter combat. The bottom right button. Yeah, and then on the combat tracker, you can then click the roll button.
Enter combat?
Wow, another person rolled an 18 and then it just barely rolled up to 4.
That was my
I don't see where
persuasion
this
check.
enter combat is.
So
Right click on your character.
right click
Right
on your
click.
character.
Oh, right click, okay.
Shatner,
What's up?
if you select everybody, you can add everybody to combat at once.
That's right.
I find I usually do that.
Wow. Yeah, we're getting shit
Unsolicited
rolls tonight.
advice. This is all difficult terrain.
Yes, everything in here is difficult terrain.
Where's the guy?
Actually, I'll say it's not difficult terrain between where Observer is. I'll make a little mark here of where Vemrak basically cut everything to shit. That is now, we'll call it normal terrain. So I'm going to draw a little, draw a square here, like a little box. Cool. So if you're moving in that area, you can effectively move at normal speed in that general area. The guy is, let's say he's in this corner effectively. So I can get a little token for him. This is nothing to do with him except his face is white, so I'll just use an Archmage for him for now.
Grab that red wizard of Thay.
I don't even know what this thing is.
That's our red wizard of Thay. It's actually a named character. It's cool.
Oh, cool.
So am I up first then?
Yep, you're good to go.
Okay, so I think I have a movement of 30, so I think I can get here.
Okay. So to describe who you assume to be Dimitri, he is pretty well encased, just completely surrounded, constricted by vines as far as you can tell. His face is about the only part of his skin or body that you can actually see. The only reason you know that he still has arms is that there's like appendages that are sort of strung up on the left and the right in the corner of this room, but they are really tightly being pulled, and now his head is just kind of like straight up. He's done nothing except breathe heavy, just so you know. So
I'm gonna move up,
okay,
and I'm going to. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna moonbeam, because why not? I'm gonna moonbeam right here. Basically, that's going to do nothing now, but it will do something on the creature's turn if it starts its turn there.
If it starts its turn in, let me see. Oh, okay.
It's the.
Oh, it's a 2. It's a 2 square. Okay.
It's a 5-foot radius off of a point. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually. Do you mind if I move here?
No, you're fine. Wherever you want. It's good.
Actually, I think I'm good here, because it's just going to hit these two. I don't want to be in my own moonbeam, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and I think that's my movement action. Do I have a bonus action? Can't cast 2-leveled spells as bonus action. Okay, that is my turn.
Okay. Alright. Oh, I did not mean to do that. So this creature is going... So does it, when it starts its turn, it does something or no?
It's, so when it enters it on the first turn, it takes a DC 14 Constitution save to find out how much radiant damage it takes.
It takes... Okay, so if I just move out of it, it's fine.
No, if you start your turn there, it hits too.
Okay, so it's going to be... Constitution saving. Okay.
It's gonna take damage. It's just if it takes full damage or
Matter of how
damage.
much. Yeah. Well, I have to get used to all this shit. For saving throws. Oh yeah, that's on the little like radio menu. I need a bigger screen.
So that's a pass. So it'll take half of.
2d10.
So it'll take 4.
4. Okay.
4 radiant damage.
Gotcha.
And this spell lasts for a minute, and I can move it.
So you can move it? Oh shit. Cool.
I can use an action to move the beam up to 60 feet in any direction.
Wow. And it's physically giving off a lot of light as well, I'm assuming, right? Pale light shines down. Okay.
Dim light
cool.
fills the cylinder, so it's only hitting light in the cylinder.
I gotcha. I just want to see if it's like giving off actual light. It is. So.
Bonus is it's not a concentration spell.
That is nice. So it is going to attack you, Toto, with a constrict. 14 probably misses.
Does not hit.
And that will be its turn. Royce, you are up.
Alright, I'll Hunter's Mark this guy.
Okay.
And then... Oh, I guess I can do it.
Perfect.
That do.
Now you just need to click the actual attack. So you're, yeah. 14 hits. And
Nice.
12 piercing. Cool. So an arrow silently leaves your bow and then sort of like crushes into this like massive vine as it's sort of in the motion of missing Toto with some whips that are kind of now it has currently for hands that you take off a couple of those like tendrils and you hear like a crunch as the arrow kind of makes a full contact into the creature. It kind of bellows out and says something along the lines of like there are more of us. And the other one is going to go.
Question: His roll 1d8 plus 4 is the plus 4 from the Hunter's Mark to confirm, or is that from something else that he has?
No, you gotta add the Hunter's Mark in.
Yeah. So roll
1d something.
1d6.
This vine is going to move up and is going to attack you.
Wait, okay, so I have a couple. I need to roll the hunter's mark damage.
Yeah, you need to roll a 1d6.
Okay, but I
I see what
also have another thing from my ranger archetype, the colossal slayer.
On the first hit, is that what it is for that one?
Your tenacity can wear down the most potent foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit point maximum. You can deal this extra damage only once per turn.
So I think that would apply on everything after the first shot. Is that how that reads?
If
When
it's below its hit point maximum, so it already took damage from...
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can roll that as well. Jesus.
So I need to do a 1d6 and a 1d8?
Holy shit. Yeah, what's the other one? Colossal Slayer?
Yeah. What are these?
Wouldn't
What are these? What do you mean?
I would have? Well, I have an opinion there,
so-
but do you guys want to hear it?
Yeah, what's up?
Always.
My opinion would be on the first attack. Oh no, I already took damage. Never mind. I'll shut
Took
up.
damage from...
Took damage
yeah.
from me, so never mind.
Yep, exactly. That's
Never
what I was
mind.
going to say as well.
You're
but
right.
I'm like, God
I was
damn.
for some reason I thought that was the first attack because I'm so used
So
to
did
not
I
being a
initially.
player.
I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess your arrow is it took damage, but
No.
no, he's right.
I'm wrong. I'll shut
That's
up.
a fuck ton of damage. I am no longer going to be nice to you guys. Fuck. Okay.
I got a 2, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but overall. Oh, 2. I read the 6 as well. Was that? But you were rolling 2 different damages because don't you need
He
to
rolled
do
a
the
1
extra?
plus a 1.
Yeah, I got 2 1s.
Oh,
He
fuck
rolled the
yes.
worst damage he could roll for both of those things.
Hell yeah, dude. You shouldn't have said anything.
Damn, Colossal Slayer is awesome.
Yeah, that's...
I have a Gloomstalker Ranger in my game, but I think Colossal Slayer is better. Anyway.
Alright. Vemrak, you're up. I rolled like shit though too, so...
Alright, I'll pull out my great axe. I'll make a swipe at the one that's directly in front of me.
Okay.
Sorry, as a bonus action, I'd like to rage.
Okay. No problem. Rage is so good. Uh, 11 unaltered misses.
Alright, that's my turn.
And Observer, you're up.
Okay, I want to move forward. Can't get off that one. There we go. To right there. And I'm going to activate Symbiotic Entity. And I my quarterstaff is still sheathed, I guess. So
Okay.
I'm going to cast Shalalala on it.
Awesome.
And it's going to end my turn.
No damage or anything?
Nope.
Okay. As you guys are in combat with the 2 vines that have sort of walked out of the wall here to your south, all of you sort of hear cracking and sort of breaking from behind as 2 the smaller looking vine creatures, if you will, sort of shake their way out and pull themselves out of the vine growth that is encompassing the area to the north. Both of them are going to shoot needles at you, Observer.
Of course. This is retribution, isn't it?
It is always retribution. Oh, that's the wrong guys. Needles, attack.
That's because I can't throw them back this time.
A 10 and a 16.
Yes, I got 18.
Jesus Christ. Alright, they both miss you. Toto, you're up.
Okay. Yeah. I want to move over here,
Okay.
and I want to take... I guess I'm not sure what action you would want. I want to try and, like, get this guy... He's being choked by a noose, right?
Maybe I'm not doing a good enough job explaining this. He is fully engulfed, the only thing that would tell you that this is a human in there somewhere is basically his face is showing still, and it's not even like his full face. Like it's a partial part of it. He's as pale as can be, but you don't hear someone that's like actively. He's breathing. If you had to guess, this person is being sort of strung. Why don't you roll like a medicine check for me?
Okay, because from your... Yeah, sure. Okay.
This person is alive, but alive is potentially in quotes in the sense that, like, it seems as though he's being used as, like, a feeding bag. Like, he's being used as, like, sustenance for some of the creatures that are here. Like, the vines are, like, physically, like sucking the life out of him, basically. So, you're not sure what the hell would ever... If he was freed and was cured, you have no idea if there's anything left in those eyes.
So,
it's clearly there's something breathing, but it's like as if that's like all that's probably going on. There's not like an active human looking around, like trying to struggle.
So maybe based on the descriptions you gave prior, it sounded to me like when we turned the corner, like he had started like choking and dying. Is that incorrect?
He did, but it was just the vine sort of saying like, "Fuck you, get away from my like prey." It was they did sort of, as the creatures emerged, the sort of the vines around his neck sort of did tighten, and his chin did go up higher, and his breathing got quicker. But that had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with the fact that the vines, if you will, were sort of like maybe, you know, quickening the process of his death, or, you know, trying to gain additional strength from, you know, feeding more intently or something along those lines. So sorry if I was...
No, that's fine.
It's not anything. It's there was a reaction, but it wasn't a reaction from him. It was a reaction from the actual the vines itself.
Can you bet our health bars?
I forget how to do that.
So I guess since I've done one check already, does it look like I could conceivably like get him out of the vines in an action, or no?
Not in one action.
Okay,
No.
cool.
Not in one action, and you're not even sure whatever it
Yep.
would be or he would be if you did that.
One other question: are we playing with flanking or no?
No.
There's no
Okay.
flanking in D&D 5e.
There's an optional
Okay.
rule for flanking, but that's fine.
Oh, interesting.
Character.
Just wanted to know. Okay, so then I am going to let's see. Spiritual weapon. Where do I want to put it?
Yep. Oh, that's cool.
So I have to
The
figure out.
health bar is partly blue.
Oh, the temporary. That's awesome.
I have 42 health right now.
What's the range on this? 60 feet. How far away am I from these other guys? Oh, I got plenty of range. Okay. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh, I don't have a token for it, so I can't draw either. So I summon right here a glowing white mace, and it is as part of the summoning I get to attack once. I'm gonna attack this guy with it. So the attack is a 25.
Yeah, that hits.
And I will roll damage. So 5 force damage to that guy.
Okay.
So that's my bonus action. With my action, I will attack the guy right next to me with my warhammer.
That's crazy. That's a bonus action.
Yeah, it's the bread and butter. It's a 19 to hit.
Which one? Same guy?
No, the guy I'm hitting the guy next to me now.
Oh,
with my
gotcha.
thing.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay, so that'll be 7
Glad you're
bludgeoning.
rolling good tonight.
7 damage. So you crush out with your warhammer here, and basically just like decimate through all the foliage and crumpling and splinters and twigs that have made up this creature that stood before you. In doing so, you kind of leave like a gash in sort of the wall where the creature had come out of and is now sort of slumped over, sort of in front of your eyes now, kind of blending in almost seamlessly with the sort of mess of vines that find itself on the floor as well. And that one is dead.
And then I'm going to move here.
Okay.
And I can't move the moonbeam, but it's still there. So moving the moonbeam is a bonus action.
Okay.
So is doing anything with my spiritual weapon, which is right here. We should probably...
I tried to drag a sword, but I don't know why I can't.
I'll find something to give you. I made a player character in mine that was just like a...
Here, we'll use a broom for now.
Cool. I'll find a token and give it to you. That's
Okay.
my turn.
Cool. Royce, you are up.
Okay, who's taking damage?
At this point, just this guy here.
Okay, so I'm gonna move the hunter's mark to that one.
Okay.
How do I select it?
If you just click on it or right click and
You can target it if you click on the token controls at the top left and then select targets and then left click on it.
Wait, where am I?
Top left, see the little people icon?
Top left.
if you just right click it too, you can click on the target button bottom left.
Oh, double right click. There you go.
It just gives me 4 arrows.
If you just right click him and then
Yeah,
bottom
that's
left,
targeting.
Yeah, the little target.
Yeah, the
icon.
4 arrows means you targeted him.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I will attack.
Okay. Nice.
Damn.
That hits. Damage. 5 piercing.
Then what was the colossal? 1d8?
Any other damage is going to kill it. So that one as well. You silently kind of pull back with a little thud of the bow reverberating a bit in this sort of hollowed out room that you find yourself in. The needle creature, vine creature, falls into a mass on the floor near this animated spectral mace, and immediately sort of blends in with whatever to which it came from. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. This one is going to...
Where it goes, since it's starting within 10 feet of me.
Mhm.
Halo of
Constitution.
spores. Yeah. Can you see that saving throw there?
14. That'll work.
And damn, that was so lucky.
No. Hashtag calculated. It is going to try to constrict you. Okay. It's gonna kind of like shift around a bit. Try to like falsely sort of blend in with the vines behind it. But Vemrak, you're gonna kind of like reach out in a quick and like kind of like pull it back in as like your vision started to blur a bit as it started to chameleon itself, if you will, into the wall that it's standing by. It creaks out and sort of says in like a low hiss, almost like painful now sounding voice though. It's like there are more. Vemrak, you're up.
Right, I'm gonna recklessly attack.
Okay. Reckless.
Forgot I had this.
I was waiting for it. Damn. 25 hits. Eight damage total.
Yep.
Is that
I
with
thought
rage?
I thought by clicking on it, it would show you like if you watching my stream.
I'm not.
Hop in my stream.
Is that with your rage damage or no?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, let me see.
So I thought by clicking on it, it would give like a breakdown of what each of the numbers are. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
But it doesn't. I thought it used to do that, though.
It just says the +5, which is probably just from.
It's your strength, I think.
Yeah. It doesn't seem to know that rage is active.
Yeah, because I think you probably have to have rage give you some kind of buff.
Yeah, because I.
Yeah, if you just scroll up to. Oh no, it's not there. It doesn't know what your rage is necessarily because it's based on your. Like it's based on your level as well. So that may be the issue. But what's the damage for you at the current level? Extra damage.
You'll have to look at the rage damage column of the barbarian table, wherever that's located on your sheet.
I think it's just +2. Just do +2 for now, chat.
Okay, so it's -10. Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Observer, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to use Chill Touch for that one on the top right.
Okay.
14.
14 hits.
Okay, rolling damage. 7 necrotic.
7 necrotic. Interesting. Okay. Anything else?
That's my turn.
This needle dude is going to shoot at you, Vemrak. Target you, do feature.
So it has advantage now.
Yep. Fun. Those are both going to miss. And now, before your turn, Toto, the entire house sort of starts to shake for a split second or two, or so it seems, as tiny little pops and cracks can be heard throughout the home as additional blight living creatures sort of spring up around the entire room that you guys find yourself in. Now, along with a multitude of the larger needle blights, and then now these little tiny guys are springing up. There are quite a few extra groups to tend with. They have a sort of a shrill sort of voice, and they seem to be maybe saying something to someone, but it's nothing that any of you can understand. And if anything, it's just annoying and ear-piercing to a certain extent. I am not going to add all of these in because that sounds like an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to roll them in groups. Let me see. I am going to move. Can your weapon theoretically be attacked? This one's pretty dumb. It's going to attack your weapon because it has no fucking idea what it is. So that one is going to skip a turn. This one is going to move here. This one will stay where it's at. So, coming to you, Vimrak. Oh, that was an advantage. Let me do it again.
So,
damn it.
Spiritual weapons don't have creature stats and they're spectral, so my assumption is that it can't be hit.
Yeah, but this thing's pretty fucking dumb.
Sure, I think you could dispel, in theory you could dispel magic on it, but
I'm like, is it visible enough for this thing to be like, it's dangerous, and then basically attack it for literally no reason at all?
Yes, it could totally do that.
Perfect. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna roll all these in game because it's gonna take me a fucking year.
Roll by groups.
This one, can you do that?
Well, just like what I do when I have lots of mobs is I just be like, okay, these four, I'm like, these four are rolling this way. These or saves. Like if I had something like this, if I had to roll saves, I would roll one save or two saves.
Okay. Gotcha.
Just to make life go better, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. So, Royce, needles are coming at you. What's your AC?
That's a good question.
Let's see. It is 15.
Yeah, it's 15.
So, the 12 is gonna... I'm gonna stop rolling in fucking Foundry. You guys are gonna have the easiest fights forever. Twig Blight coming at you, Royce. The one right next to you, it's gonna miss. The one to the bottom of you is going to move up. It is going to miss. Observer, you are going to get thoroughly surrounded. Put one here. That one can't make. Yeah, make it here. That one will make it here. This one already attacked. It'll move there. This one will go here. This one's going to guard the door because he thinks he's clever. 12 will hit. A 3 will not. 16 and 19 hits. So for the damage on you, Royce, of the 5 that are around you, 3 of them hit. So you're going to do... take 3 damage. Yay. And then Observer for... What's your AC right now?
18.
18. Awesome. I rolled 1 that hit you. That is not a damage roll. My bad. Take 3 damage from that as a little tiny little needle kind of gets stuck in between one of your fucking gears or something. And then Toto, you're up.
Okay. So as an action, I'm gonna move Moonbeam to get
those 3.
Well, let me see what my Whoa, no. Stop doing that. Whoa. Sorry. That one, let's delete that one. So I'm gonna move the Moonbeam there with an action.
Okay.
With my bonus action, I'm going to... can I... Oh, shit. Okay, so 20 feet... Oh, sorry, I'm screwing things up royally. 20 feet. I'm going to move my spiritual weapon here, if I can. And then it is going to attack the guy north of Royce.
Okay.
Let me scroll way freaking back. The attack is a 20.
20 hits.
That's a crit, actually. Let me scroll back again for damage. Critical hit.
That one is dead.
And then for me, this blight guy in front of me is still alive.
Yes. One of the bigger boys.
And this is all okay. So, are you allowing us to move through PCs per normal?
Yeah.
Okay, 5, 10. Stop it. What do I have? 30 feet of movement. 5, 10,
Is this
15.
difficult terrain?
The blue
20.
is not difficult terrain.
25, 30. I'm gonna end up here.
Okay, he would provoke an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, he would. Yep.
Okay. So let's do one of those. See if I can actually hit something today. Probably not.
Not today.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I need to roll for these guys, though, right? Or whenever they start their turn.
When their turn starts, so whenever that happens, all 3 of those are gonna get hit by the moonbeam.
Gotcha. Okay, Royce, you're up.
Alright.
These guys in front of you are rather flimsy looking, just so you know. They are small, like as an actual size.
I forget, where do you see how many attacks a turn you have?
It should be on the front page. Like it would be under like
Features. The features
Yeah.
tab would tell you if you have an extra attack.
Oh, is it one of the passive abilities?
Yeah, you just get it. Like classes that get extra attacks, it's a like bonus attack or extra attack or something.
23 to hit. 7. Which one are you attacking?
This guy right here.
Which one?
Oh, gotcha.
If you
for how many
long
total?
if you long left click, it'll ping.
14 total.
14. That is going to kill him. Anything else?
Yeah, I want to move. I know they're gonna get an attack. But I
Okay.
wanna move
Where are you going?
way over here.
Okay. Wow. Mrs. Dice are weird. 3 of them actually hit. I rolled 2 16s and an 18. But luckily, these little claws don't do too much usually. Usually. Oh my fuck!
11 damage.
Yep. And you're good to, you can stroll through here like nothing, you're fine. I mean, roll me if you don't want to take, so if you want to run through here, you're gonna have to basically either run past these guys as well and take attack opportunities from them, or like step over the coffin. Are you good with stepping over the coffin?
I can move like 60 feet, can I?
Yeah, it's not a matter of how far you've gone, it's a matter of what you're running through. So if you run past these
So I'm
guys,
saying, can I go? You see my mouse here? Can I go,
go up
like
that
this
way?
way and come around?
It's also difficult terrain, so you'd be at half, right?
it's not
So it'd
difficult
be total 30.
for him necessarily.
I think he has a class feature that allows him to not.
Yeah.
He can
Oh,
run
that's
over that.
I'll say you can get to like here.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's good? Okay. And then I kind of sometimes I don't like that's weird. Themrak, you're up. I don't like that I can't like click on a token and it just pings it in the combat tracker. Like I just have like no idea which one is which.
Well, it's the end
So-
turn button. But yeah, well,
It's-
That's so Shatner. That's why you keep the combat tracker selected and you have the chat log right clicked. So that way, when you hover over them in the round thing, it actually highlights them.
Yeah, but like if you guys are attacking someone that I just don't know, like I don't know which one is which in that sense. Like I can click on them in the combat tracker. It moves my camera to them. It's fine.
You can't see like the little dots to the top left to see who's targeted.
I can, but that's also not when there's this many people. It's not super easy. 17 damage.
19.
Christ, dude. It has
I'll be
4
right back.
health. Yeah, it's dead. Holy shit.
Alright. Dope.
Dope.
And then I'm gonna move into melee range with these two.
Okay.
I'll get
super
right
excited for that.
Okay. I'll get right there.
Okay. Observer, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one to my left with the shalalala for
Okay.
pulling my weapon out. And 5. Wow, that's shitty.
11 misses.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay.
Complete.
Is this guy alive? Oh, he's alive. I have a chance to do something. Royce, Needle's coming at you. Maybe. The dream is not alive at all. Dude, I am rolling like absolute shit. Okay. This one is going to move here. That one is going to stay there. All of these...
one of them next to me is gonna take Halo Spores.
Okay. Is that Constitution? Whoop, that was disadvantage on accident. Doesn't matter either way, right? How much damage?
It's going to be this doubled, so
Okay,
6 damage.
you killed it. Fuck you. That's just so sad. You killed something with Halo Spores. Alright, so I'm gonna roll 1, 2. So we got 3 coming at you to start. Vimrak, miss, an 18. You said your 20 is total?
His
yeah,
AC? His AC is 16.
No, my AC is 16.
Cool. Well, one of them is going to hit you. Damage is going to be fat. Hell yeah.
Is it piercing?
It is 3 piercing. Yeah, so
piercing.
So,
take
so
1,
I take
2.
I take 2.
Fucker. Rage is broken. And then Observer, you have this guy coming at you. He rolled a...
Hey, all 3 of those have to take their saving damage first.
Which one is it?
It is a...
Constitution.
Can I link this? I'm gonna put this in chat without casting it.
Okay.
It's a Constitution saving throw, DC 14. For all 3 of those duders. So they passed.
I was gonna roll them all, but it's fine.
So the damage will be 9.
Fuck. You can take your health back, Vimrak.
Don't you cheat me out of my spell slot.
You fucking killed them all. God damn it. It doesn't even matter if they pass, they just fucking start their turn in a fucking lamp and then they die.
I like how you put one under a sleepy face.
That's my feels. Alright, this
It's
one's
so
gonna
sad.
crawl up on the fucking thing. And you got 4 coming at you, Toto. Miss, hit. What's yours again? AC?
18.
Oh god. Okay. 1 hit. Big damage coming. Big damage coming. Let's go. Let's go!
Yeah.
2 damage. And then you actually have a needle bite as well. He rolled a 20. I promise I just rolled it. But you'll never be able to confirm that ever in your life. And how do crits work? Oh, critical hit, you just roll crit damage, is that what it is?
Yep.
14.
Ouch.
I actually did something finally 14 piercing.
Chat, you can't come. You've already killed one of us in the party on episode 3. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give you guys health potions and you guys just stomp over twigs. No one likes to just walk into a house and kill everything.
So-
this one is going to move out of the house.
Just out of curiosity, one of them hit me, 3 of them missed me. Who's the 5th guy that hit me?
This guy, who I just moved outside.
Oh, okay. So as a ranged attack.
Yeah, he's the ranged guy. So he's the same as this guy up here.
Okay.
And the other 2 that initially spawned. Or no, not the initial guys. Those guys were even bigger. So, yes. Totally, you're up.
Okay. Oof. That was a nasty hit. How high is the roof in here?
Not super high. It's a single story, pretty standard cabin. So I would say, like, 7 feet, 8 feet.
Okay, cool. So I'm literally bumping the ceiling already. Okay, never mind.
How tall are you?
Well, I'm on top of a coffin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, bonus action is going to be that. Okay, so my bonus action, can you move the spiritual weapon down here? And then I will attack with it as soon as I'm just gonna... Sorry, I'm just trying to get into chat. It's gonna attack this guy. And probably not hit. I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit.
Sorry, my mic died. It does this thing. An 8 misses.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Crap. Shoot. Inventory. I don't have any of those potions, do I? I don't.
Should.
Should I have potions?
I think we all got a couple.
Yeah, we all should at least have one. That from the previous session.
Yep. You should have 1 potion of healing, pretty sure.
If not, you should have at least 2, or at least 1, if not 2.
Okay, well, I'm gonna throw 1 in my inventory just so I know I have it. Well, high risk, high reward. I'm gonna move my moonbeam right here as my action, and then this may end
Can
badly.
you hurt you?
Not well, it doesn't matter because my turn didn't start there. And then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to move here and take the attacks of opportunity.
All 4.
Yeah.
One hits you.
Okay.
Roll damage here. 2 or 3, yeah.
And I will take that damage, and that is my turn.
Okay. Royce, you're up.
How do I do? It's not letting me do mark. Hunter's mark.
Probably because you, when you used it again, you probably actually used it. And used up all your charges.
It's a bonus action to transfer it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, look at the number of uses you have left on it. Because it might have...
How do I do that?
When you double click your character, It's probably under your spellbook or features. These features.
I see Hunter's Mark, I don't see...
So it
There's
lasts
uses.
for an hour, and if a target that it's on drops to 0 hit points before it ends, you can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn to mark a new creature.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have any uses left. I'm just saying he might have actually used it.
Yeah,
Like Foundry
that's-
thinks he's out because he posted it.
But no, like the point is you can
Yeah.
transfer it during a combat because it lasts for an hour.
Yeah, but doesn't it have, because it's a first level spell, so normally it has uses. So if he actually clicked it multiple times, it would actually use up those uses and not allow him to use it
I'm
again.
showing 0 out of 3 bonus.
Yeah.
actions.
So just put it
Well,
back up to 2,
two?
or put it to 3, and then use it again. And
Yeah.
just reset it every time.
Because like
To what it should be.
as long as if a creature dies during a turn, on your next turn you can bonus action to just move it.
Yeah, we got that. It's
Yeah,
the fact
okay.
that when he actually uses it in this, it decrements the use.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So he just has to raise it every time.
I have a tendency in my game to just like put a marker on whoever the hunter's marking.
I'm attacking this one.
Okay. 14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. It is dead as well. Another one falls.
Ooh, I might not die.
Anything else, Royce?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going reckless. The one right next to me.
Okay. It's hilarious that you're recklessing these things.
I might as. I mean, I just.
I know
don't
you
wanna-
might as well. It's just so funny. Imagine like an actual barbarian, like attacking like this small twig. Like it's literally a small twig. And you're just like
He's angry.
fucking destroyed it.
So
Yeah.
15 total. Well,
Yeah.
it's. I don't have any AOE options.
I know,
right
I know.
now, So it's
I'm
like
just laughing where you're just like, ah, and it's like a toothpick to you.
I hit things really hard, like. But that's so. If I miss it, I'm kind of useless, you know.
Yeah. Anything else? No, you just stomp everything around you.
But just like, I just start yelling at the ground where the twigs break, and just I'm really mad at them.
I get it. They feel it. Observer, you're up. Somehow
moving.
surrounded by enemies and still have taken no damage.
I'm moving over next to Toto, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Yay!
Cast.
Is it too late to move, chat? I'm sorry, I forgot I had movement.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna move down here.
Please defend me.
And just get in front of. Try to be the goddamn tank that I was meant to be.
Provoke attacks of opportunity. Shatner tries to kill me more.
Actually, I'll step into Moonbeam. Fuck it.
That may be bad. It's 2d10 damage if you
Yeah.
fail.
Nah. Alright, we're gonna stay.
The light bulb goes off in his head.
Pop.
He's like, maybe the light bulb that's above me right now is not
I.
appropriately.
Since dying once, he has a real craving to die again.
What's the worst that happens? You just talk to a god, you know.
Lose another body part.
Right? Lose my fucking tallywhack.
Ooh.
So gonna recast la la la.
Okay.
My turn's over.
Perfect. Alright.
Saving throws.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't even matter, because doesn't it guarantee do how much damage?
2d10, so I don't know how many hit points they have, but
Ah, fuck. Alright. Here we go. It really comes down to you rolling horrible. Alright. I'll roll that for all of them. Come on. What do you got?
give me a second. Get it in chat. Okay, let's see here. The damage will be...
Yeah, it's enough.
Okay, cool. Look,
This one.
Killed the wrong one.
no, one up top's fine.
That one's still fun.
Hey, I blew all my second level spells, okay?
Perfect. So this one is going to climb up into the.
It's gonna take somebody
It's gonna take the Constitution save then
the
if it does
fun.
that.
If it goes in, it
Yeah.
enters, huh? Fuck it.
If it
doesn't
enters
know.
it takes the Constitution
It has
save.
fucking 4 intelligence, so even watching all of its other toothpick friends get annihilated, God, just roll damage again because it doesn't matter. They literally have 4 health. Oh no!
It
Look,
does
I'm gonna
matter.
roll. Now it matters. It fucking matters. Let's go! No!
Dead.
No!
Oh, God,
That's hilarious.
I got some mileage out of that moonbeam, huh?
Yeah, you did. I think everything in here is dead.
There's the guy that ran
Once I
south.
ran out the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna cut in combat. This guy died, right?
I think
Yeah.
he was dead. Royce unloaded
Yeah,
on
he
him,
took plenty.
right?
Yeah, we're gonna end combat. Perfect. So the humanoid is still the what was a coffin maker, you presume, is still being sort of strangled and constricted in the corner. Some of the tension overall in its body has been sort of loosened a bit as you guys have kind of decimated quite a few of the living creatures that were in here. It's quite terrifying to know that these things, basically when they're motionless, are indistinguishable from other just normal vines. So just be aware that you never really know unless you basically light them on fire or just hack and slash everything. There always could be more. There's no way, as far as I know, to tell the difference between them. But yeah, he's still in the corner. He's not looking great. And yeah, you're not sure exactly how many, but at least 2, you would say, did sort of scurry out the front door. They're a little concerned right now, considering they're just not in the house anymore.
I'm gonna start ripping the vines off of him.
Okay, just with
See
your
if,
bare
like,
hands.
I'm gonna see if my shalalala magical attack can actually hurt the vines.
Since my moonbeam lasts for a few more minutes, or a little bit longer, I'm going to put it in front of the doorway.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go help tear the guy out of the vines.
Sure. With the help of, with both of you doing that, you guys have, it's a struggle to try and do it as nicely as possible. The lifeless body, as far as you can tell, is still alive, if you will, but there's no sort of reaction or movement or anything beyond just like subtle breathing going on. About 30 seconds into your endeavor, you kind of hear the spark and the ignition, if you will. I'm not exactly sure what Moonbeam does.
Just treat it like a bug zapper.
Perfect. You hear like the zap of something attempt to come in and not make it. Anybody that's over in that corner kind of sees a flash of light as one of the smaller twig creatures, if you will, sort of engulfs itself as it maybe tried to sneak back in the front door in which it came.
At that point, my moonbeam and spiritual weapon have probably faded after that.
Okay. Well, I said 30 seconds in, so you guys are still
Okay.
kind of just rushing through this. So as you guys get to the vines that are sort of skin level or close to the skin, you're sort of uncovering a really gruesome reality here, where you're pretty certain that it doesn't take a medical degree to know that this person was sort of inundated physically with like needles and blights and twigs, like all through every sort of part of skin that's sort of below the head. So as you kind of start to pull away, you can't even really pull away vines fully, as it's just sort of impaled this humanoid through and through. Basically, you think if you sat here and tried to get all these vines off, that you would inevitably just sort of it bleed out, die. It's full of holes and punch marks. Go
Does
ahead.
it look like Cure Wounds or Healing Word could do anything for this guy?
I mean, possibly make him conscious and then him sit in the reality of the painful death he probably already experienced once before, but if anything, it looks like it's not like anything you've ever seen. You're not exactly sure, but let's see. I mean, you could do it, but it doesn't change the situation he's in the sense of like.
Well, so in theory, spare the dying would stop him from dying, and then if I cured him, he would be okay.
He would be okay.
Like, I could do that. I just don't want to. I guess this is slightly metagamey, but if he's dead, he's dead.
I would go. I don't know how to say it, but he's not coming back.
Okay, that's fine then. Never mind.
Like, he's alive, but
He's brain dead.
He's gonna be
Sure.
done. Okay, fine. I'll stop trying
yeah.
to save him, I guess.
no, it's fine. I wanted it to be. I didn't want to just stonewall it, but it's also like.
Well, if he narratively has to die, I don't want to fight it. But if
He
there's,
doesn't even narratively have to die. It's just.
I'm not going
I
to
mean,
cause
it's,
suffering.
the creatures were.
needlessly.
Yeah, exactly. So, you guys are now faced with the sort of adrenaline coming down now a bit, even though the horror of this human being, basically strung up and used for food here over the past couple days. The coffin is in reasonable shape still. The house itself is would obviously need to clean up, and you prefer to not be standing around things that have come alive in front of you, but a certain kind of calm has now come back over the house itself, as nothing seems to be moving currently,
So,
except for.
I'm going to regret saying this, but I'm going to check to see if there's anything particularly of note beyond the vines.
Oh, what do you mean regret?
Well, sorry, in my campaign there's the... Sorry, it's an in-joke that doesn't play with this group yet.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the, what's weird
know,
about
I'll
this
find-
situation? I'm trying to look for anything that's weird. Like, the whole fucking thing's weird. But,
Yeah.
like, I guess, like, beyond the vines, I guess I'm just glancing around looking to see if there's anything, like, of value or of note in here.
There's plenty of common household items, as well as a multitude of like woodworkers' tools. In terms of anything uniquely valuable, I'll say that you can find like some loose gold. I'll say you could find maybe like there's a couple pouches that you find. Some of them probably more recent, maybe even as recent as being dropped off by like Ismark for the commissioning of the wow, what is it called?
Coffin?
Thank you. The coffin itself. You searching through here, he was a businessman, but he's also a recluse. I'm not sure if he maybe hid his money elsewhere, but let's say you find like 100 gold just loose while like searching through the house itself. Other than that, unless you're looking for something specific, there's the typical common household items, some dry goods, some fresher food, firewood, stuff like that.
So I'm assuming one of you guys is going to take the gold, right?
You found it. It's up to you how you want to disperse it.
I mean, like, I'll note out the stuff I find, but I'm not... My character, I am not interested in, like, looting a dead man, but I'm not also hiding anything.
Demrak will happily dispose of the dead in his possessions.
Okay, I'll add that to the character, or the party loot.
Hey, we got a coffin right there for him.
No, that's for the
That one's
Burgomaster.
claimed.
It's a bit counterproductive.
We gotta keep that clean. I guess I'm gonna, like, say a ritual over the guy.
Can I do some sort of like investigative check to see if there's any like hidden troves or stashes in this house?
I'll save you the time. Nothing more than the 18 from Toto earlier wouldn't have found. If you're looking for something specific, I can possibly like attest to that specifically, but no, I mean he had his gold sort of hidden, in his like, chest, if you will, or in his nightstand kind of area. It wasn't necessarily super well locked. No one's really wandering these woods overall. He probably felt relatively safe, except from the elements themselves, or from something that he wasn't going to fight off anyway, or a lock wasn't going to stop. So,
And then secondly, do I see a giant bearskin rug on the floor here?
you do.
Great. I would like to take said bearskin rug.
Okay.
I would like to... How big is it?
It's a good size. The dimensions in this room are off a bit.
Because a 30 by 30 bearskin, so that's a pretty big motherfucker.
That's a
Yeah.
big fucking bear.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a 15 by 20 foot bed. This guy's been busy.
Yeah, this guy fucks, dude. We'll say that it's...
Wood,
I'm
he's got
7.
wood.
Could I conceivably use it or fashion
Yes.
it into a coat?
It's pretty old, and it's been walked on thoroughly, but it does at least make you confident that there's probably bears in the area, and that one could be caught yourself. But yes, it would be something that you could... It might be a bit mangy, but yes, you could spend some time doing that.
Okay, I will
I love that worked out, because this is like someone else's idea.
Yeah. What do you mean, someone else's idea?
Like, this is someone else's like pre-made like side story quest that I grabbed, and it just happened to have a giant ass bear.
Hey, it works.
And it does.
While
Alright.
everyone else is looting and stuff, I'm just gonna spend time sketching out these monsters in my book.
Okay. They're quite intriguing overall as well. It's difficult to sketch them. Like, you find yourself making mistakes because it's hard to tell where the body starts and stops even when they're dead. But you're rather fascinated by their ability to blend in plain sight, and you're trying to find ways that you could possibly detect them in the future if you saw them, but you're not sure where to start or what might give them away. What were you saying, Remek?
I was gonna say I'm gonna take the bear rug and stash it for now. I'm gonna pluck out a couple of his claws, like 2 of his claws,
Okay.
and just stash those in my pocket, and then just the rest I'll put.
Say there's no claws on it at this point. Doesn't make for a super comfortable rug. So there's no claws on it.
Are there any teeth?
No, it's been sort of gutted of anything that would not be fun to step on.
Okay. Alright. I'll just take it as is then.
Okay.
Stash it for now.
Cool. Anything else?
Next thing we need to do is figure out what we're gonna do with the lifeless body.
Sorry, the other thing is that also a wolf skin.
No. That thing looks derpy as hell. I'll make you go find a wolf. What the hell is that? It looks like
That one.
it is supposed to be a wolf, but it's like the fattest, weirdest dimensions.
Somebody stretched it.
Yeah. Instagram versus reality over here.
Then I'm good.
Alright.
Does someone grab the woodworker's tools?
I didn't pick anything up. I was just like looking around for anything out of the ordinary.
I'll take the woodworker's tools if that's alright, Shanner. Woodcarver's tools.
Okay, you can grab a couple of the generic ones, because I mean he has obviously a shit ton of them. Not something you could just casually throw in your bag. But if you want just like an intro level amount of them, that's fine. I would put like, when you write it in, like put like beginners or like basic woodworkers tools.
Basic. Okay, done.
Cool. Anything else here?
Guessing he doesn't have any living gloves, woodcarver's tools.
What was that?
I was when I was searching at the wood carver's tools. There's living gloves, wood carver's tools.
Oh, no. No, I
That's
don't
dope.
think so. Did anyone identify that cloak?
Can we identify it?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a means of identifying it.
I can
How do you do
detect
that?
magic, but I can't identify magic right now.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm just holding on to it.
Alright, anything else here?
If somebody attunes to it, do we get to identify it?
I'm fine with... for now. I mean, what is... Identify magic is a specific spell, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think if you attune to something, you get to identify it, but you're also stuck with it. So it's kind of like...
Not everything needs an attunement, though, and then you can just reattune to someone else.
Well, you can only attune to 3 magic items. So if it's magic,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
you attune to it, it's not Pathfinder.
It's not attunable. Let's say that.
Do you mean
It
you
doesn't-
can only attune to 3 items like ever in your character's career, or only at a time?
At a time. And it takes an hour to attune.
Right. So
So
you could
it's-
attune to it and then unattune to it.
Yeah, so like, but the downside that I can think of is if you, because I think the way it works is if you attune to an item, even if it isn't identified, you learn what it is and what it does. But if it's cursed,
You get all that stuff.
but cursed items are also weird in 5e because sometimes identify will tell you the curse and sometimes it won't, based on what the module says, which is, in my opinion, a bunch of fucking bullshit, but whatever. Sorry, I'm running a different campaign where it was written by a bunch of assholes where it's like, oh my god. Tomb of Annihilation is fantastic and also the most asshole campaign they've ever made.
The Death Room?
The whole thing is a death room. Sorry,
What
we're
were
on.
you saying, Observer?
Does detect magic identify?
It tells you
I
what school
always-
of magic it is.
Usually, that's how I've always played it.
So detect
So-
magic tells you the schools of magic of any magic items within the vicinity. Identify magic tells you what it is. It's kind of like
Exactly.
perception and
Okay.
investigation. Like perception
yeah.
tells you there's a thing, investigation tells you
Oh.
what.
Here we go.
Subject's created.
D&D 5th edition allows you to identify an item by spending 1 hour studying it.
Oh, there you go.
Right? So we can say when you guys were traveling, someone did that. It is a glamour weave cloak. Whoever is wearing it may anytime roll a d4 when they make a persuasion or a performance check, and they can add that result to their overall skill check.
D4, okay. And for
pretty neat.
persuasion, that is... Let's see...
Persuasion or performance. And it's basically, it's clearly made of some like wondrous material, as it sort of glimmers sometimes, absorbs all light at other times. It's almost like you can see the stars in it at some point. So it's very mysterious. Very
Does
soft.
anyone have charisma?
I have a +4 to persuasion and a 14 charisma.
Do you want the cloak then?
Does anybody have a higher persuasion score than me?
I have 0, so...
I have +2. So
Because I mean, basically, that's like the party face item. So like, if you want me to do that, I'm happy to do it.
hell yeah.
Go right ahead.
Okay, let me add a glamour weave to my character. And it's not an attuned
You
item.
persuade and I intimidate.
Yeah. It's like I'm the face, you're
What's...
the dick.
What's... yeah, intimidation's also charisma.
I mean, I don't really have an option, especially now that I don't have eyeballs.
Well, this is what it's performance and persuasion. So
Correct.
if anybody has a better performance or persuasion than me, that would be the best person. But I'm thinking I'm
You.
the best at it.
Who's got the most wisdom modifier? Is it me with +4?
I have a +4 as well.
God damn.
Cleric.
Yeah.
I'm wisdom, then charisma, then con.
Yeah,
Those are my
wisdom,
high stats.
constitution.
Yeah, I've got an 18 wisdom, 15 con, 14 charisma, and then I'm not the smartest bulb.
So 14 charisma because you plus 4 to the modifier.
Well, because I'm proficient in it too.
Yeah.
I'm really good at strength. That's about what I can do. I can take a lot of
Well, I probably have the highest medicine.
I'm good at
Plus
being
6.
good.
Well, actually, survival's probably mixed between me and Royce at plus 6.
I'm actually pretty nasty animal handling too, which you guys didn't know.
Oh,
I
I've
actually
good
used that
insight.
quite a bit. I don't think anyone's really rolled that.
So
plus 4.
I've got plus 6 insight, plus 6 perception, plus 4 persuasion, plus 1 religion. Those are my skills.
So I have a question. So when I'm looking at my character sheet on the left where it has the attributes like strength, dex, con, etc.
Plus the right side is your bonus, the left side is your save.
But okay, so left side is my bonus, right is the save. But if I'm looking, okay, never mind.
And then like on your
question.
skills, the check marks mean you're proficient. So like normally you just get your attribute bonus. If you're proficient, you get more based on your level.
What's everyone's perception?
I've got a plus 6 or a passive 16.
Plus 2.
That's why I
Plus
asked about the
5.
passives, Shatner.
No, I know, you're good.
Because
Yeah, so we share plus 6s.
I have a player that has like plus 23s and half their
Oh my
passives.
God.
Jeez.
Well, they're also level
What about
11.
medicine?
I'm plus 4.
Survival.
Plus 4.
I have plus 4 in that as well.
So I'm our medicine survival.
What about athletics?
I
Plus
got
1.
fucking 2.
Yeah, I got plus 7. Don't worry about it.
Yikes.
Alright, you be our athletics person. Flips and shit.
I'll work out.
Like, wisdom I'm good at, everything else. Wisdom and charisma, that's me.
Do you need to go to bed, Grim?
Pretty soon.
That's probably a good place to stop.
Yeah,
Know what I mean?
good spot for sure. When you guys are heading on
And
your way
then,
back.
what have I got? Languages. I've got Common, Celestial, Draconic, and Orc, I guess. Oh, hey, I have resistances to some damage. I should pay attention to that.
I have Druidic, Common, Draconic, Celestial, and Elvish.
Where do you see your languages?
It should be
Under
on your
languages.
main page.
Oh yeah,
Attributes.
okay.
Thank you
Common
guys. Should
and
be able to
orc.
get back to doing weekly on this. I'm pretty well over prepped for a while, so I'm excited for quite a few upcoming situations for you guys. So, yeah, I'll get that stuff loaded up next time, Grim, to get that because we'll be using the spectral or astral weapon.
Oh,
Or
yeah, it's just-
spiritual weapon.
I found that it was way easier to do it the way I
Oh,
posted.
for sure.
Just 'cause
That's what
it's
I've
like-
done before in the past too.
Okay.
When it was in Roll20.
I also have
Sure.
some freaky abilities that I don't want to say what they are until I use them.
Okay, we can go over that next time too.
Well, you can see them, but I mean for the party, like, because my dude's eyes are like solid white.
Oh.
And I have some weird
Golden boy.
stuff. No, it's just like between my race and my class, I
Oh,
have some
yeah,
fun
yeah.
shit. But I kind of want to like activate those when they might matter because I think it'll be more
Gotcha.
fun.
Okay.
So I should,
For
I
sure.
should be calling you Adam Warlock.
No, I'm
No.
I'm a cleric. Like, if you want to stereotype my character, I'm 100% a cleric. But yeah, what was I thinking? I think that's it. The only other thing I can think of is I might have an opening for a Thursday game coming up in like a month or so, if anybody's interested. But I'll talk about that more later. Yeah.
Is that I wasn't able to make last session, obviously, Grim, but is that session coming to a close?
Well, we're gonna finish the tomb soon, and so Sebastian, the paladin,
Yep.
he said he's gonna bow out at the end of the campaign. So, but I plan on keeping going because I have a whole like
Right.
11 to 20 campaign planned.
You
So,
talked to about water deep and stuff and going in there.
yeah, basically, if any of you know about Waterdeep, I'm planning on basing a campaign out of Waterdeep, with a bunch of other random shit. But I'll talk about that more in once I get closer. I'll bring it up. But if anybody wants to play a high level game that's gonna go completely off the fucking rails, yeah. And then Shatner, from a scheduling perspective, I have no idea what's going on with my kids, and their sleep schedule. So if we hit every week, I would say I can get things started and hit the recording, and then show up however later I can show up if they keep staying until 10.
We can all start later because we're only starting as early just to be able to play longer.
Yeah.
For your schedule, so I don't even mind starting at 7:30.
So I'm in this weird place where
you can stay up later.
So I'm in this shit situation where pretty much for me from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. is pretty much the window I can play in. But I don't want to stop, especially if we get into, to your point, more combat stuff. I don't care if you want to run without me there at the very beginning. Because I don't want to stop the momentum, just because I may be late.
I also just don't. I like your input, and I like because it's already a small group. I think 4 is perfect. So when you drop 1, it just so you can really feel it.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of there's so many decisions in this campaign that can just have far-reaching consequences, which I think is why it's so fun. And you'll find that a lot of these situations aren't just combat-based.
Yeah.
So. And we tend to stop in situations where it's we're going to start with some RP and then kind of go into some combat. So I don't mind waiting.
I'll hit you up with some ideas. Just because from my perspective, running 2 other games,
oh, for sure.
Scheduling for me is the fucking. I value consistency so much. So I'll send you some ideas that I have about if I'm going to be a little late. I'll hit you up.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm more awake.
Cool. I'm gonna bow out for now. I'll be back on later though. I appreciate it, guys.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yep. See you, buddy.